Imagine a car hidden in Europe. It was one of the most remarkable cars of its time, overlooked by everyone. The name of this legend is Alfa Romeo Montreal. Today, many people don't even know the car exists. We reveal the secret supercar of an era in all its details. Our story begins with the opening of the World's Fair in Montreal on April 28, 1967. Alfa Romeo founder Nicola Romeo has started work on a new model to capitalize on the European market. The first step for the new model was the drawing and design of the car. For this, Romeo relied on Giuseppe Morosi, who designed more than 10 cars for the European market. Even though the Montreal's exterior design nowadays garners almost universal admiration wherever it goes, contemporary critics were somewhat less impressed when the car went on sale in 1971. Compared to the prototype from nearly 4 years earlier, the production car appeared chunkier and less streamlined due to the many modifications made to make more room in the cabin and under the bonnet. Despite the V8's compact dimensions, the bonnet line and scuttle still had to become taller, and so did the roofline. The rear end became taller and chunkier too, to accommodate the large fuel tank and spare wheel. The windshield had a less aggressive rake, the curvature of the side windows was reduced, and the front overhang was nearly 6 centimeters shorter than the original prototype. The black NACA duct on the bonnet was fake, while 2 of the 6 slots on each side did serve as outlets for stale cabin air. However, what was considered the cutting edge of automotive design was moving on rapidly at the time, and the Montreal's voluptuous curves seemed almost old-fashioned against the sharp wedge designs that Bertone itself was pioneering at the time. Auto Delta's V8 made plenty of power, but it was a highly strung screamer designed with racing in mind, and transforming it into the smooth, flexible power plant Montreal owners know and love took a laborious re-engineering process. The remarkably compact aluminum engine block with iron cylinder liners remained very similar to the one used on the 33 sports prototypes, but its displacement grew to roughly 2.6 litres thanks to a 2 mm wider bore and a 12.3 mm longer stroke. The new crankshaft abandoned the 33's flat plane design for a more traditional 90-degree crossplane to achieve a better balance. However, the engine block's tight dimensions limited the size of the more substantial counterweights the new crankshaft needed, forcing Alfa Romeo to source an aerospace-grade sintered tungsten alloy named Turcanite, specifically chosen for its high specific weight. Nevertheless, initial enthusiasm for Alfa's new flagship GT proved high. 668 cars were delivered in 1971, which became 2,377 the following year. An excellent result, given the model's steep retail price and high running costs. To put that into perspective, Alfa Romeo sold 5,443 copies of the successful Spider in the same year. However, it was all downhill from there, as the oil crisis triggered by the Yom Kippur War decimated the performance car market between 1973 and 74. Conceived in a period of prosperity and optimism, the Montreal was decidedly out of place in the new era of high fuel costs, speed limits on motorways, and double-digit inflation. Alfa Romeo itself as a company had changed, its management preoccupied with much more pressing issues like falling productivity, poor quality, and skyrocketing costs.